Whoops. Hit that guy's mirror on accident. Hopefully it's okay. Good morning, wonderful folks on the internet. My oh my, has it been a quick second since I've gotten on the bike. Some housekeeping real quick. I passed my board exam yesterday. Let's go. Now I can focus on some more epic rides for you guys, hopefully. So today is also a cool day. It is a start of a series that I'm going to be doing. It is called Staying Alive, and it's just going to be me talking about how I'm riding to try and be safe. All right? I'm not saying these tips that I'm going to say are correct or something that you should do. As a matter of fact, I always appreciate some constructive criticism on this channel. You guys all know that. So, I have just left my house. I got in here a little bit, gotten a little further so that you guys don't know where I live. But generally, when I first hop on the bike, I like to swerve like this, just a little bit, warm up the tires, get a feel for the bike. It's been a couple days since I've been on the bike, so I do like to do a little counterbalancing and then a little bit of actual leaning and swerving. Generally, I didn't do it yet today, I like to test out on the brakes a little bit as well. On the brakes, just get a feel, just a little warm up, you know. The clutch and the gears, I picked that up pretty fast. I honestly don't do anything for that. So first thing I will mention, I like to have my GPS up even when I know where I'm going. That way I know if there's traffic coming up or a slowdown or something like that I just don't foresee, closed road, whatever. It is helpful, even if I don't need it, to have it there. Now, switching lanes, especially in traffic like this, I like to double head check twice. The first one is really just to let the car know that I'm looking, and the second one is usually when I'm actually going. These things that I'm telling you, they don't always happen, but I try to do it as much as I can. However, sometimes it's not necessary. You know, if I look the first time and the road is completely clear, I will just go. Gosh, it's been a while since I've been on. This is awesome. I love it. Now, I do want to point out before I hop on the freeway, I am wearing my full gear as well as my airbag vest, and I think that's very important. I understand the feeling of not wearing gear, but I am not willing to take the risk. And that's what I realized with motorcycling, is it's all about managing how much risk you want to take. If you want to ride without gear, so be it. I'm not going to judge you. I get it. It feels awesome. If you were my close friend, and I'm sorry, close friends, that I do this to you, I will tell you to wear your gear, because I don't want you to be in pain if you fall, or worse, die. Alright, so here we go. Trying to get up to speed here. We'll signal early. We'll double head check. Get ready always to brake. Only single head check there. You know, didn't really have time or anything, or the space to take my time, I should say, to double head check there. So it doesn't always happen. I do try to signal early though. Now when I'm passing cars on the highway, I try to stay, you know, kind of away from them. If there's no car to my right, I do try to stay a little bit towards the right. Just because there's usually, you know, debris, nails, and bull crap on the shoulder. Again, it doesn't always happen, and it's a lot on feel, a lot on paying attention to the other cars. Now, I could go faster and I could lane split through all these cars, but again, risk and reward, and honestly, I'm going 70 miles an hour. This is pretty good for me. Now, I like staying in a place where there's no car immediately next to me. Like, I could go up and follow this pickup truck that's in front of me. However, I get stuck next to these this black car and this pickup truck to my right. So I'm going to chill right here. I like to give myself as much space as possible. In terms of following a car, I like the 2-second rule, where I have 2 seconds between the car in front and me to react. So how I check that is I usually look at the lines on the road and I'll pick one and I'll count 1, 2. Perfect. Pretty good space for me. Come on, car, you coming? Okay. Optimum time, and when I'm passing a car like that, I'm trying to do it quick. We're not going to slowly pass you. Now, I think one thing to pay attention to, especially when lane splitting, but even when you're going on the road like this, is the delta, which is kind of the difference in speed between you and all of the other cars. You know, generally speaking, you want to keep it within 15 miles an hour of each other. That has shown to be the safest. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Really depends on how I'm feeling in the situation, but generally speaking, I do try to abide by that rule. If you're coming in hot and someone in front of you makes a mistake, you're gonna hit them. So, fairly open highway, I'm just gonna go for it. It's all good. Alright, we gotta cut across the freeway here. We'll double check the mirrors, head check. All good. All good. Another thing I didn't mention is I am constantly checking my mirrors all the time. I want to know what's around me as much and as often as possible. Alright, so I ride this road almost every day, but I do notice that there's some traffic coming up, so I'm going to get ready to slow down, and I'm going to get my mind ready, because I know I'm going to lane split this. I do not sit still in traffic. That is quite dangerous, actually, and a recipe for you to get squished. Studies show that it is safer for us to lane split or filter, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Filtering really stresses me out, and so I find myself really needing to get my mind right while I'm entering. I try to turn my music down and take a breath here. Now, I like riding into low gear. That way I can rev just a little bit louder, and I have a little bit more braking power with the engine. Now, again, what I talked to you guys about earlier about keeping the delta low. You know, yes, I could just rip it through all these cars, but the faster you go, the longer it takes to stop, and if someone pulls out, it is going to be a bad day for you. Now, I run with my high beams on, but to be honest, I've been driving this road to work as well, and I'll tell you, this sun that's behind me, it hasn't happened yet, maybe in a couple minutes. When the sun's behind all these cars, it is impossible to see behind. You know, I check my mirrors all the time when I'm here, and when it's sunny out, I cannot see a thing. So I am not expecting any of these cars to see me. However, I will give them the benefit of the doubt. A lot of these people are commuters, and they are used to motos coming through. Now, one thing that absolutely grinds my gears when I watch the moto videos is people getting mad because the cars aren't scooting over for them. These cars, they have no obligation to get out of my way. Yes, it's nice, it's polite, whatever. Do they have to move? Absolutely not. Now, this is just a little sketchy for me. I'm just going to chill. I think there's enough room, but it wouldn't hurt to be patient. That's the thing. How many people get into accidents when they're patient versus when they're rushing? I would love to see those numbers. Now you guys don't see this, but I do have both brakes covered, and I'm ready to use them. So this is what I'm talking about with the sun. When the sun's at this level, directly behind these cars, it's really hard for them to see. Check behind once in a while, make sure there's no other rider behind me. I generally will let them pass if I see someone there. If I see something in the road, preparing for that. Looks like just plastic, but something always good to be aware of. Gotta be careful when there's an open space. And you gotta anticipate, or I should say expect, that a car is coming over. Okay, this next part I know is coming up because I ride this road, but there is a camber to the road from right to left, and it makes it difficult, from kind of what I noticed, it makes it difficult for these cars to stay in the center of the lane. So I start to expect that they're gonna kind of move around a little bit more. And expect a slightly tighter space. Whoops. Hit that guy's mirror on accident. Hopefully it's okay. That was me trying to balance the bike. I haven't done that in a while. And of course I do it while I'm filming. Try not to do what I just did. Not the end of the world. Now when we're merging like this, I try my best not to lane split. There's already enough for these drivers to worry about, to be honest. So I try to wait till the merges are over. Now this is 5 lanes into 2. But once I get onto this bridge here, and it's still slow, I will filter a little bit more. Now this bridge, I don't know if you guys can see it, there are some straight grooves on the road, and it makes it so that the handlebar wobbles a little bit. This used to freak the heck out of me, and I would always been like, oh, there's something wrong with my tire or something, and I'd get kind of nervous, and I would grip really tight. Honestly, oh, I got caught in this person's blind spot who's chilling on their phone, you know. I should go a little bit faster like this just so they can see, hear, all that good stuff. But when your handlebar wobbles a little bit on the road, what I found works the best is just to grip with your legs, grip the tank. Especially when it's windy out. I hate riding in the wind. I'm overthinking these mirrors. Now when the lanes are a little bit more open like this, it is very likely that these cars are going to come over and try to go faster. They've been sitting in traffic, the lanes are finally opening up, they want the faster lane. So once it starts to open up a little bit, I honestly chill. I try not to filter too much. If I do, I'll filter slowly. Maybe that's a little PTSD too, because last time I got hit, it was kind of a open lane pattern, if you will, right after I was lane splitting through heavy traffic. Alright, got through all that traffic. Open road now. Take a moment to chill out, relax, take a breath, enjoy a nice little cruise. Okay, it was too quick for me to talk about right there. There was some debris in the road. Now, target fixation is a big thing. If you look at it, you're gonna run into it. So, it's really hard to break that, and I don't have too much advice for you other than to keep staring at the place that you want to ride. I don't even know how to put it into words. don't be so worried about running into it. I know it's sometimes hard to anticipate where something is going to go when it's flying around on the highway. But I literally just picked where I saw there was more space. And I just stared right at that. You know, that's the best way I could explain it. I'm sorry. But that takes a lot of practice. And sometimes I still struggle with that. Alright, back onto the surface streets. Always get ready to stop. And definitely, for the most part, keep your bike in gear. Just in case you need to go somewhere quick. Especially like a time like right now, when there's no one behind me. Now I can tell this truck is going pretty slow, and I'm sure I'll be alright. If I see a quick moving car, I'm going to start going to the front of the line. I don't always like to go to the front of the line, because then it makes me feel pressure to go faster than everybody else all the time. And I don't like that. Here it is again. No one behind me. I'm going to be extra cautious. Give myself plenty of room in front in case I need to scoot up a little or something like that. Some people recommend, you know, stopping not directly in front of the car. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Alright, that's going to be about it for episode 1. Thank you for joining me today, riding safely. I hope you all ride safe, and for those of you who don't, I hope you stay safe. And catch y'all in the next one. Bye.